Companies got this comfortable. A long time ago, we stopped focusing. We are the most overworked country. We are the most overly, timed, scheduled, activity country. It is built into our culture. We don't have time for that. I'm too busy. Oh my God, my weekend was crazy. And in that outsourcing for convenience, I don't have to read the terms of my insurance policy. I just clicked a button that said I just nuked something for dinner. I just ran through the drive-in. And minus the illusion of choice, and there are 10 companies that control all the food that goes in our body and all the things that go in and around us. And we didn't stop them. We were told we had to pay for our healthcare, not just pay for it, but that it should be for profit. And we went, okay. And then we let them deny things like, well, we could cover your cancer treatment, but that would hurt our profits. We let insurance companies stop covering certain areas because, there's too many natural disasters, it hurts our bottom line. We accepted that pharmaceutical companies wouldn't make certain treatments because there weren't enough people with this disease for them to have a profit margin. We paid for the COVID vaccine and then turned around and said, sure, you guys can have it and charge us $200 a dose. The inventor of insulin gave it away. He was like, this is too important. This will save too many lives. I can't charge for this. And now we pay $100 a vial, minimum. Food used to be made out of things like butter, sugar, salt. And slowly it was like, enriched flour is just as good as flour. And if we take out the fiber, they're not going to be as, full. So we can just sell them more. But on the front, we'll tell them it's full of vitamin D and E. So basically, we're helping prevent the scurvy we know is coming because we've taken all the nutrition out of their diet. Sure, we could use lemon juice. But would they know the difference? Let's just give them citric acid. In a few years, they'll just think citric acid is how lemons actually taste. Think of all the money we'll save. We've allowed them to make airline seats tiny. Despite the fact that Americans are larger than they've ever been and taller than they've ever been, we're making airplane seats smaller, and every time the airline industry gets into trouble, we bail them out. Who here hasn't been screwed by the airlines, and yet every time they get in trouble, we have to save them? Or maybe we should just let them die and somebody else better replace them. We currently know that our lettuce, bagged lettuce, onions, cantaloupes, certain foods are covered in E. coli. People get sick all the time because we literally take the shit from slaughterhouses and pig farms and spray it untreated onto produce. We also let all this stuff slough into the water supply that supplies all these farms. We actively know we're poisoning people, and yet we all go, that's acceptable. We allow nationwide recalls of products. Whoopsie. So you knew you were killing us. Whoopsie? What was the factory for baby formula, like in COVID? Formula. For baby. Which, by the way, formula is an entire fucking scam. It's not better than. We literally convinced women not to give breast milk because Nestle Corporation wanted to make money. Yes, for some people. Or you need that little supplement upper if your breast milk isn't enough. But for most people, we convinced them formula was good for corporations' profit. Much like we convinced women to shave their body hair, not because it was unsanitary. Your body put hair where it put it for a reason. There's a correlation between the girls who look 12 eternally and their yeast infection. But so busy with our lives, so busy just trying to hold on and afford the American dream, companies got really comfortable screwing us. To the point that they get on air and say things like, eat cereal. We're going to try surge pricing because how dare you assholes eat at the appointed times of breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Fuck you, there's an added cost to that. They took COVID, and instead of protecting their employees or temporarily lowering prices in a global pandemic so we could all make sure we had enough, they raised their prices, not because there was a shortage, but because they could. And even when everything was back to normal in the supply chain, they kept jacking the price up. Because they could. Because they own our government officials and nobody's fucking stopping them. To the point that economists and financial experts have sat down and been like, yeah, as a matter of fact, there's nothing holding them back. Some things have never been cheaper for them. It's pure profit. Like Kellogg's and their 28%. They didn't need to raise those prices. A little bit. Not the 28%. They did it because they could. And then they get on their yearly calls with their investors and they fucking laugh because they have once again squeezed the 99% and the 99% isn't doing anything about it. So let's keep going. The theory is there's a pain point and eventually we'll hit the pain point and that's when they'll stop. How many people have to starve? We've brought back rickets in the United States. Scabies and rickets. Things you used to only see for like sailors who didn't have access to vitamin C, or children who didn't have like basic nutrition. They're back, baby. We brought Victorian era back. Because our companies can. Because half the time they brag about it. Whatever shit Domino's is selling us, they have to label as real cheese because they can't actually call it cheese. And we go, that seems wise and safe. Caffeinated beverages are causing 20-year-olds to have massive heart issues. Most of American products cannot be legally sold in other countries without warnings on them. And we just went, okay, yeah, sure. It's why they feel so comfortable. They've rigged the game in their favor. We basically can't rebel. Most people don't want to rebel. A number of people who have commented to me like, you can't be mean to Kellogg's. Like, what did they do to you? Why are you defending a corporation like it's your best friend? The second you don't have money, they won't fucking know you. It's time for us to wake up and remind them, with our money, the only thing they respect, that they are not in charge. Maybe we took our eye off the ball for a while, but we're done. You want us to eat cereal? We're gonna fucking eat you.